Good afternoon. My name is Amanita Calderon-Cifuentes, and I am the HIV Research and Advocacy Officer of Transgender Europe. I am a microbiologist, a sex worker, a trans woman of color, a migrant, and I have been living with HIV for over 11 years now. I'm also here in the European AIDS Conference 2023 in Warsaw to tell you a little bit about the presentation that I just made about gender-transformative services that we can use, among other things, for tackle issues like chemsex and abuse of drugs. However, I would like to talk about this in a more holistic and more general perspective. So let's start with the struggles that the trans communities have to go through on a daily basis. Transphobia and cisnormativity have a huge impact on the lives of trans people. Because of transphobia and cisnormativity, we carry a mark of disgrace that leads to high levels of stigma that causes really difficult levels of violence, discrimination, and harassment. This is, among other ways, presented on the really high risk of contracting HIV that the trans community is exposed to, especially trans feminine people. Because of that reason, we need to come up with strategies to tackle that issue, to tackle the stigma, to tackle the violence, and reduce that risk so the trans community is protected, among other things, in the healthcare services. So the key answer for this that I can give you today is that we need to center gender-affirming care and the recognition of trans identities in the center of the HIV response. Why? The answer is very simple. That violence, that discrimination, that harassment usually pushes trans people into a state of deep loneliness, 83% perceived loneliness according to the latest publication in 2022. And so if we finally provide that validation, that recognition that the trans communities are so much eager to find for our own gender identities, we will be able to adhere and access HIV-related services in a way better way, without having to address the issues in maybe coping mechanisms such as chemsex and abuse drugs. That is the main message of my presentation from today. But if you're interested in getting to know a little bit more about the work that I am doing for TGEU, feel free to check our website, tgeu.org, or write to me directly to amanita@tgeu.org. Thanks.